Hello and welcome back to another episode of Flexibility with Fran YouTube channel. In this channel, I talk about mobility, flexibility, and all mobility and flexibility hacks that you can use to improve your climbing as well. So today's episode will be about finding 2 ways to improve your high step-in. One will be kind of immediate, almost like an instant hack that you can try on the wall. And the second one will be a drill that you can integrate in your training routine if you notice that this is something that you might need to improve. We're going to get right into a little assessment that will tell you whether your lats are potentially impeding your ability to step your foot higher or to generally being able to draw your knees closer to the chest in a extended position. So all you have to do is get on the floor. Start with your knees soft, so don't try to throw them too much in towards the chest, and extend your arms all the way above the head. We try to maintain a full contact with the spine, so I'm sort of here unless I want to really open my rib cage, but usually when I climb I'm not like fully extended. So let's say my maximum extension without flaring my rib cage is here. Now if you're pulling your knees in towards the chest and this happens, so your hands want to come higher, so you can also ask a friend to press your knees in towards the chest or creating like a core effort to draw them in. You may notice that your arms come up. If that is the case, then my friend, you have tight lats. So the lats are really big muscles that sort of integrate itself into the side of the body. It's one of the main muscles used for climbing, but it attaches really low in the body. It attaches into the lower part of the spine. So what happens when we draw our knees in towards the chest is that we're rounding the spine, which means that we're pulling into the lower end of the lats. And if they don't have enough mobility, if they don't have enough space to be lengthened, then the top part of the lats will be pulling your hands forward. Now, 2 things we can do to improve this. One is a bit more related to creating other space in the body. So your instant hack for you to try out when you're climbing on the wall and you struggle to bring a really high foot is to thinking about exhaling as you try to kick your foot up into that foothold. Exhaling properly means that you're going to create a contraction into your belly. So you can give it a go now. Try and relax the belly. Think about the belly button. And then as you exhale through the nose or the mouth, whatever works best, try and think about contracting the belly button in towards the spine, almost as if you're about to cough. So like this. And if you think about compressing that belly in towards the chest, the diaphragm, which is a muscle that helps the lungs expand and contract, will also be pulled in towards the rib cage, which means that there will be a tiny bit more space for you to squeeze that knee a little higher in towards the chest as you step. Lots of friends and lots of climbers have tried this with me before, and they can testify it works. So why not give it a go? Now the second thing I wanted to talk to you about today is a drill that you can integrate in your training sessions to hopefully open and lengthen your lats a little bit. So we're going to have a look at a drill which is set up on a seated position. But if you struggle to sit on the floor, you can always sit on an elevated surface like a box, a block, or a chair, and then sort of use that gravity to help you pulling you in further in towards the ground. For explaining purposes, I'm going to be on the floor, and all you need is a weight. And it could be any weight. It could be 2.5, 3 kilograms weight, nothing higher than 3 kilograms though. So it could even start with 1 kilogram weight. We want something that can help us pull in further into the stretch without feeling like we're contracting too hard, because if we come to find too much of an effort, then it'll turn into strength training, which may potentially make your lats shorter rather than longer. So setting up like this, we're going to get our legs one long, one bent. You can also bend this if your hamstring don't allow you a full extension, but we're going to be working into lengthening the side that is bent. So almost somehow replicating that knee into the chest, and the lat that you're going to be working with and the side of the body that you're going to be working with is the side with a bent leg. Now, just to get into a bit more of a warmer body, I'm just going to think about bringing my right shoulder towards the right knee and really thinking about sort of bouncing, but try to stay open with the rest of the chest. So I don't want to bounce forward like this. It's useful for other purposes, but for today, let's try and stay open with the chest. Think about going a little deeper every time, maybe reaching a little further. When you feel a little bit better, we begin to bring our elbow up as well. And we pause, you bring your fingertips behind the back. Now lean forward a little bit more. Keep that elbow reaching towards that front foot. And then turn all the way as far as you can to really open that chest. Imagine that you're looking up to the ceiling. It's okay if this leg kind of moves with you for a little bit. If it moves a lot, it means you definitely need this. And then we're going to be repeating the same onto the other side. Now we're getting into the proper drill. So, same position. We'll start with eccentrics. So all we do is holding the weight into our chest, working our weight down towards the leg, release the weight, and then coming back. If you want to start with a slightly higher position, you could hold the weight behind your back like this, trying to open your chest, so face that shoulder and that elbow towards the knee, and then very slowly and controlled, 3, 2, 1. We're holding it here for 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to release the weight and come back slowly, but without the weight. So if this was higher than a 6 effort from 1 to 10, then I would recommend you sticking to your eccentric for a little longer so that you're developing that length without feeling too much engagement, too much pull as you come back. Coming back is a little bit harder, and it might just give you too much tightening for the purpose of this. If you feel really good, then we're going to do a full rep, which is holding the weight throughout the process. Same exact thing, starting with our weight behind the back, opening the shoulders, lowering down. 3, 2, 1. Now slowly coming up. 3, 2, 1. Good. If this was around a 6, 7% effort, then stick to this. If you want to go all out, but please make sure that you're feeling comfortable with the first 2, then we're going to have our hands extended, nice and long, working with this capacity, which means a lot more lever, which means that you may want to drop your weight, or maybe just notice how it feels on the first one and adjust accordingly. So starting with rotating the chest, I'm going down, 3, 2, 1, holding it here, 3, 2, 1, deep breath in, and then coming back up. Good. And then repeat. No pauses. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. As you can tell from my voice, it's really hard to talk whilst you do this exercise because your rib cage is compressed and twisted. So make sure you just breathe as you practice. Depending on how you feel with this kind of drill, you can choose to do between 4 and 6 reps, maybe doing between 2 and 3 sets. Of course, I don't know what your body can do, so make sure that you listen to it and don't push it too far. And then all you have to do is repeat the exact same thing onto your other side. So nice and simple setting up. Always being wary of imbalances in the body. There might be one side that feels amazing and one side that doesn't. Always think about that when you enter your drills. Be mindful of your tempo, so going nice and slow. Be mindful of the load that you're putting on your tissues. A few things to keep in mind as you try this drill is that, first of all, I haven't assessed you personally, so whether you need this drill or not, you can test it out, see how you feel, maybe maintain it for 4 to 6 weeks in your routine. And then if it doesn't change anything, it may mean that you need something slightly different to work with. So I truly hope you enjoyed or found useful today's video. If you have any questions, doubts, comments, let me know, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you soon. Bye. On the floor, and all you need is a weight.